Well, howdy, Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this another brand new day. Yes, indeed, a brand new day. With my depression, I have cyclical depression, and of late I have been having issues with that. I'll talk about depression and all that, hopefully, in a tiny bit. First off, of course, we're going to start off with the Shelton, Washington weather report. Last night I went walkies. Not late, not early. Well, I mean, it was between 6 and 7-ish. I've been getting generalized anxiety toward the end of the day. And by the end of the day, I mean anywhere from like 3 o'clock on, just sitting it bothers me. And so I start getting really antsy until I can get up and go out walkies. So, yay. But it was moderately windy, but nice. I took my umbrella. Occasionally I had to use it. Mostly I didn't, but that was fine. And it was good. Definitely a nice walk. And right now it's, kind of grayish. Birds are singing. The sun is shining behind the cloud cover. So who knows? Will it rain? Will it not? Hard to say. Still, Shelton, Washington, thumbs up. Welcome to the day. Now again, it's one of those things that I wanted to talk about. I got a couple things down on my topics list, just a few, but one of them was just, I have untreated depression right now, cyclical depression, where it runs and then it dips down into bad and then comes back up, and normal is like right here and my normal's right here, so I'm never like good, but it just and I'm sure that there's mental triggers because of late, I have had to be very careful because I'm finding it extremely easy to climb into the roller coaster car that wants to just go down, just whoosh, hard. I have gotten good because of going to therapy at recognizing when I'm climbing into one of the roller coaster cars about to go down. And I can derail my thinking so that I don't. Or I can recognize when I am whoosh starting the trip and go whoa, 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 and then yank the brakes as best I can and then get out of the car. So I'm getting better at that. I'm still taking a trip downward because it's untreated depression and it's largely biochemical. I have had biochemical depression my whole life, with up until the last couple 20 years, it has been like clockwork, just 2 weeks down, 2 weeks up, 2 weeks down, 2 weeks up, 2 weeks down, and it's just been like that for decade upon decade. So there's mental triggers because of stuff that happened in my childhood and all my life, and there's biochemical triggers. The thing about therapy, though, and understanding is, while it gives you more tools to deal with the situation, that's why when I recognize that I'm getting into the roller coaster car about to take the trip down, I can manage to get out. When I recognize that I'm in the car and it's already on the trip down, I can use those tools to get out. So the mental stuff I can kind of derail. But there's the biochemical part of it. This is where I can understand why my body is reaching out and grabbing the electrical fence. I can't stop it from grabbing that electrical fence. But at least I recognize that it's happening, and I've got my toolbox to try and deal with the side effects of grabbing that electrical fence. It's going to happen because of biochemical means. I am on that train car down now, on the biochemical part. And so I've just got to use that toolbox to try and make the effects as limited as possible. But unfortunately, I recognize that I'm on that slower train car ride down. It's a slower one, but it's on its way, and it's been a slow trip. So I'm grabbing that electrical fence. I don't like it, but I'm using my toolbox to try and ease the effects as best I can. Now, I can't do stuff about the generalized anxiety. Part of that is because of biochemical changes from when I was younger and an active alcoholic. My end stage of my alcoholism, I went from generalized anxiety to anxiety attacks to panic attacks, where I knew that when they happened, and it happened like that, I would be talking with my coworkers, and then it would feel like someone dumped a bucket of cold water over my head, and it would just wash from my head to my feet. And I had just enough time to turn to my friends and say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry about this." And then bam! I knew at any second I was going to fall to the ground and die. And for the next hour, that happened. And then it would just be suddenly click, and it was over. With the end of my alcoholism and my rehabilitation and recovery, that has been stopping. I went from panic attacks back to anxiety attacks to generalized anxiety to not a lot of it. I've been dealing with more anxiety of late. I hit that generalized anxiety stuff toward the end of the evening, and I don't like that, but life is life. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. I mean, the United States is getting better, but until we can get the vaccine to everybody and the anti-masking people and all that, I mean, it's become endemic to the United States. We're going to have to, it's going to be here for the rest of forever. But when I can get vaccinated, I'm going to get vaccinated. I'm still going to be practicing my social distancing. I'm still going to be wearing a mask because it's a good idea. Don't spread your diseases to other people. And then you can also get fewer diseases yourself by doing that. So yeah, I'm going to be keeping that up as best I can, just out of generalized care for other people. So that's going to be good. That's going to help on the anxiety. But for right now, I'm just trying to do my best. Thumbs up for that. Now, though, I have a couple things on my list here as just for fiction stuff. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is a story idea I've had that was before the whole cosmic horror thing, but it fits perfectly because with my cosmic horror framework, every story possible can be part of the cosmic horror stuff with the external other universal energies that seep in because of the cosmic horrors. Anything that's just slightly different can happen. The sitcom Friends, there's no way that would work in reality. But with a little extra universal energy from a cosmic horror focusing its attention somewhere close to that universe, yeah, it could. Not everything that happens with the cosmic horrors is terrible and awful. Yes, a cosmic horror situation is a person, object, location, or situation that is incomprehensible. Doing something or simply existing in a way that is unknowable with little or no regard for human health or safety. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be automatically terrible. It can be wonderful. It just has to fit those three parts. And so that there is good right there. So you can have rom-coms, comedies, horror, everything. But I've had this one idea of, it's kind of an idea based on like cyclical civilization building and time. It's another planet, another civilization, another world that is just ancient. Technology is probably keeping things going, ancient technologies, because by the time the story starts, civilization has risen, advanced, traveled, moved, collapsed, and then the whole process has started over. How many times? How many hundreds? How many thousands of times? But it starts off with just this one human person and his farm, and he's realizing there's stuff happening, and he goes out to find out what's happening to his sheep, discovers that there is a thing, a humanoid thing out there that is eating his sheep. But because of his learning about it, discovers that it's intelligent. And so goes to talk to it, tells it, because I believe you are this. I have been observing. I believe you are this. Only animals have been hurt, no people. I believe that you are this. So please come talk to me. And the thing is, it's humanoid. It's woke up, it has no real knowledge, except it has a desire to learn. And so it learned language, it learned everything about things that are going on. And yeah, it only eats sheep. But it's also taking out the predators in the area. So the guy says, look, you keep doing what you're doing. Take out those predators. I will supply you with sheep. I will have a special herd just for you, where I will come up with male and female sheep so it is a self-sustaining herd. You keep taking care of the predators. You keep taking care of my sheep. I will pay you in sheep. And so they become friends. And this is a long story. Through time, through immigration from the east, moving outward this direction, the farm becomes a small outcropping, becomes a small village, becomes an outpost, and in time, as this creature is introduced to the public, everyone comes to know them, and they become a part of the city. No fear, and it does its best to make sure that people aren't afraid of it, but it's also just been exploring the ruins underneath the cities and underneath, because when it goes down, it finds ruins of ancient civilizations, and the further down you go, the more ancient, the more broken, but it never stops. The further down you go, the more there is. And as it goes and learns, it's discovering, the stuff is like millions of years old in some cases, and a lot of it is just destroyed by time, but it's finding ancient statues and pictures of itself. And it's slowly remembering. And as time goes by and immigration pressures, the small outcropping becomes a city, becomes the capital of a major empire. But as it's remembering and all this, it's sleeping more, and it's just napping, and then one day it wakes up from its nap and the immigration pressures have moved past it. The part of the city that it's in is abandoned now. It can still hear off in the distance where everything has moved to, but it's been sleeping, and it's just time is passing and it's remembering too much. It's time to sleep again and forget everything. And it doesn't know what's happening, why this goes on, because it learns and remembers until it gets full, and then it has to sleep and forget again. How many times has this happened? How many hundreds or thousands? Why? Why is it trapped in this cycle of endless forgetting and remembering? Because now it's going to sleep until it all starts again when it wakes up in the middle of nothing with more people showing up. Kind of an existential crisis for this thing. So, thumbs up. There's a lot of deep stuff in there. I mean, it starts realizing that it's time to go to sleep when it's thinking about the past, and it's remembering a lot, that first guy, and just thinking about how they used to sit by the fire and talk. And it wakes up in this last point in a ancient, dust-covered cathedral type thing where people just left it sleeping through the years and moved on. So thumbs up for that. So there is more, but I'm going to worry about that later because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I don't get that anymore about YouTube's burying my channel. Life is life, such is the way it is. But if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, and more, I sometimes I can remember what my name is. So we have Princess Jauregui-Henson, thumbs up and thank you. We have Tweezer Shred, greatly appreciated. Austin Burton, greatly appreciated, and always good to know information. And then we have Sandborn, greatly appreciated. Noir Gamer X, greatly appreciated. Dark Justin Kills 137, thank you very, very much. Chicken Nuggets, I like the name, thumbs up. We have Pinata. I hope to start streaming again on Twitch here very, very soon. Melissa R, always good to see you in the comments, thank you. Kevin Chen, who wrote in a language that I have not translated yet, so I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but thank you. We have Perfect Tragedy, greatly appreciated. There is Ella Ollie Horse Channel, thumbs up. Da Boy Shots, greatly appreciated. Nando Rice Cheruti, whom one day I will figure out how to pronounce your name, greatly appreciated. Colin Reisenauer, thumbs up. Din Corta, greatly appreciated. Sebastian Ferris, always good to see you in the comments. And that is it. What was that? 17 people left comments, greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. It is a very good thing, and even though I don't get the hundreds of comments like I used 2 years back, my channel has changed, and that's why it's being buried, but still, different focus. So thumbs up and thank you all, greatly appreciate it. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out financially, please, without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. I am dying. Life is life. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, I have a PayPal. I have an Amazon wishlist link as well that I have to update with hopefully things like Reptisand, hamster food, hamster bedding, cat food. If you could help out my pets, that would be very awesome. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, the lobster hat wearing horse head of encouragement wishes the very best for each and every one of us. Even though the horse head of encouragement is wearing the great, terrible, and powerful artifact, the lobster hat, it still wishes the very best for each and every one of us because we have the potential for so much destruction and creation. Definitely a good thing. And of course, Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate. Good golly, Miss Molly. And of course, do your best to stay as safe and creative as you possibly can during these very hard times. All times in life are hard. Life on this planet is not easy. Do your best to be safe and creative. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So, if you do have to go out, please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, and if you don't have to go out, please don't. But if you do, maintain your social distancing. We can get through this. In places like the US, we're always going to have to be vigilant. Yay. But for most places around the world, things are getting a lot better. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.